at the cash bubbling. Look at the cash bubbling. I'ma need all the fries you can give me, all the hot sauce, all the pie you can give me. Better be all in nothing, don't have me in the middle. You better be all you can. Yeah. Super fly for the Dumbos, plenty slides like a shuffle. Hit the cadence on my young.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with the Houston Texans. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On 1st and 10, Watson dumps it complete to Miller. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
And right away, he lost the football. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal?
Come back! Okay, move ready!
Now Watson. Now he'll let it go deep left sideline. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Fielded just inside the 30. 46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Jonathan Joseph there for the tackle.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Good route, good pickup for 1st down yardage, and that is a tough one to cover, the angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, If you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and it'll be second and very short. And Bortles going to sneak it, and he'll go down at the 28. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
Okay, I'll admit it. I'm a little surprised by that call. 2nd and inches. It did what it was intended, but it felt like it was a free play waiting to happen. I thought they might take a shot.
Lucy. Watch out. 39, Lucy.
Bortles on the give to Fournette. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Andre Howell, the one to bring him down. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And the Texans set to come onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Back to throw, Watson. He gets this one to Bruce Ellington. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. On the ground, this is Lamar Miller. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 50, it's Watson. Throw left side complete. That's Fuller. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A first down carry now for Miller. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. forced out to his left. And he gets it down to the 32. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's third down. To throw is Watson. To throw on third down. Miller with first down and more. Open man is Miller. He's got it. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line. The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 14. Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and get it home with Sherman, the fullback. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Smash mouth football right here on first down. Give it to your fullback, let him bull his way in. But the defense said, and they stone him into line of scrimmage.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson. They'll roll him out right. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. As his guys are in for 6. And the Texans are in for 6. Boswell good with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Jags offense now gets set and heads back onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Fournette fighting through. Space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way up to the 46. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
And they'll go on the ground. Room here to run. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 25 yards, the pickup there, and also a first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. Bortles to Cole for the Jacksonville first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Lucy, Lucy.
Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Now he's hit, and Bortles fumbled. It's loose. And the Texans say they have it. They do.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, these are going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
They go play action here on first down. And this one hauled in by Will Tye. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. A good pickup there at 22. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ellington has it, middle of the field. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. So they get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Being chased out left. And he'll slide down to avoid the tackle. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this. On first down, it's Watson. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Alfred Blue, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Texans will add on to their lead. There are several elements to a well-executed screen pass. This one resulted in a touchdown. It had all of those elements.
Hey, you're so right, because you really need the rush to almost get to the quarterback, almost get to the passer. Then you've got to get the ball thrown perfectly, whether it's to the running back, the wide receiver, whoever the screen guy is. And, of course, the blocking has to form in front to get him downfield for the touchdown.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I know you're trying not to scoreboard watch, but you only got 3 points. You're kind of hoping that that type of play there gives you some positive momentum going into the half.
Yeah, need to do something to get more than that 3 number that they have on the scoreboard right now. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From midfield, here's Bortles. He's going to look deep down the field. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Here comes Bruce Ellington on the return. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. These two teams trading touchdowns here in what has been a back-and-forth first half.
And ordinarily, we're trying to figure out how to break out of a stalemate. Here, you're trying to figure out if you can slow someone down while continuing your breakneck pace on offense. I know one thing. The people in the crowd, they're getting their money's worth right now.
And the fantasy owners like it.
Oh, without a doubt. They're just tallying them up, aren't they?
They're watching this game. Flush to his right. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
On 2nd down, here's Watson. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Dante Fowler. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Going to need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Watson. And he's going to go down again. And now the Jags going to signal for another timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Shane Leckler now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. It's taken to the 26. Whoa, shifty. Whoa. A very good Return there, give him an even 20 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Jaguars getting set to go. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now?
Move. Lucy, Lucy. Lucy, Lucy, Lucy.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to wind up and air it out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Jaguars. DJ Chark, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jaguars are able to strike quickly for 6. And oh, it's blocked. And the defense has it. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. Now it's Ellington to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And now out comes Houston. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
For that kind of run on 1st down, that's a winning type of a run. That just sets things up for them moving forward as they begin the drive.
Come back, come back.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And avoids the contact by sliding. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see.
Come back, come back. Down. Green, they're down. Green, they're down.
On 1st down, Watson. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. The final shot before the break, Watson. Going for the deep ball. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. To return it is Corey Grant. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Fournette. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Okay, we got 4. We got 4. Let's go, fellas. We got 4 down. Let's go.
They'll run it again with Fournette. Fournette, a first down, still going. A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They come out here in the eye. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes this a 9-point game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this 3rd quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of this?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Watson to throw on 2nd down. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction. Then you really don't run the route against the whole body of the defender. You run against a half of him, and the inside half, and he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
A gain of 7, and they pick up the 1st. Here's Watson. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Telvin Smith in from his linebacker. Spot, he's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And a strange one here, a little befuddled. They're sending out the field goal unit now. And now the Jags defense deciding to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And look at this, the punt team is out there. Somebody better give them the memo that it's second down. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And he will lose yardage on the play, back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Fournette. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd and long, it's Bortles. Looking for Moncrief, and it's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
Well, it's 3rd and long, and you've got a few different ways to play it offensively. But this is not the type of offense that's going to wave the white flag. They're going to keep chucking it. And this time, it results in an interception.
After the interception, here's Watson. Hits his target, the tight end, Will Tye. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Come back.
Watson now to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time, 2nd and goal.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half, you're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
They'll go with Foreman. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Boswell's kick is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. They took it all the way to the 1, but in the end, opt for 3.
Just doesn't sound right, does it? If you get all the way down to the 1-yard line, isn't that supposed to be a play in the end zone that culminates in a touchdown for your team?
And per usual, it felt like the guys on the sideline wanted to go ahead and go for it.
Of course they did, but of course head coach, it defers back to him, and he made the decision, let's get 3 out of this, make sure we get some points.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there. A much better effort we're seeing from him under center this week versus last week when he threw 4 picks.
He has thrown the 1 in this game, but you're right. When you cut it down from 4 the previous week, and we always talk about adjustments, well, he made some in practice, and he continues to work on it during the game. I'm sure he's getting plenty of reminders about how to stay in the moment, stay focused on the task.
And he's got him in the driver's seat here in the 4th quarter. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
His throw at about the 5. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. 3rd touchdown pass of the game for Blake Bortles. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. So now Bortles will bring the Jags up to go for 2. They'll try and run it here. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line.
Well, they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Watson on 1st down. Caught left side, Hopkins. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A very solid gain of 27. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On 1st and 10, Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Powerful running. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Watson. He hits Blue. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there at 22.
Not only did we just see back-to-back nice gains, but we're also seeing the confidence rise, not just for the guy who caught it, but the guy throwing it as well.
And these back-to-back catches here out of the backfield, that can set something up downfield in a later sequence, right?
A lot of the time, it starts to draw the defense closer to the line of scrimmage. So to your point, show this swing pass, show this check down. Maybe later on you heave one deep and you catch him close to the spot.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it. But I think a Texan player was able to get his hands on it, and they will indeed hold on to the ball and the possession. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
The Texans on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Now it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And no, it's incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Jaguars are going to take possession here on the turnover on downs. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set here. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning it.
I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
Here's a give to Fournette. And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this.
Here we go.
3rd and 10. Expect a timeout right away if they can't stop them here.
Stop right there.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Ellington. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10.
Richmond.
Now a first down throw, Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is caught. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Will Tye, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans have cut it to within a score. Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Boswell on now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A handoff to Fournette. Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. The Jaguars on third down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Now Leonard Fournette. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe. Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it? Yep. So the face mask, quite a blessing there as they'll start out of harm's way with a 1st and 10. Down to a knee for the Jags. Victory seemingly in hand. Bortles with a knee to the ground, and that should do it. Well, I know at points in this when you wanted to close your eyes because of all the points that were being put on the scoreboard. You're a defensive guy, but it was a fun little track meet, wasn't it? It was, and you know the people who really enjoyed this game? They're the ones that like going to batting practice at the Major League Baseball parks, right? Seeing the 14-11 game, that sort of deal. That's right up their alley with what we saw in this one.